It's an honor for me to have here the opportunity to give you a presentation, and therefore I would give special thanks to EUROLAB and to TURKLAB, especially to Omer Büsel and Alvaro Beguero and all of the persons who are involved in organization of this amazing conference. So thank you very much. Also special thanks to the translators. They have done today a really hard job. First of all, let me introduce myself a little bit. I'm here presenting as a member of the board of the German association EUROLAB. And this is a voluntary job, a voluntary task, because I'm representing in EUROLAB Germany the German Association of Materials Testing Institutes, where I'm the president of. And these German Association of Materials Testing Institutes represents about 40 major neutral third-party conformity assessment bodies. One of these, CIB, is a Materials Testing Institute in Hanover, where I'm the managing director. And that's my real job. So, let me give you first a short agenda of my presentation. First of all, I want to give you some information concerning the regulations of training and monitoring of assessors in Germany. Of course, I want to give you some information concerning the necessary qualification of these assessors, concerning the structure of the training courses, the different training courses, like initial training courses, and concerning the nomination of the assessors before they can do their job. Also, I want to give you some information concerning the periodical training of these assessors, which is very important for the harmonization of the assessments itself. Also for the harmonization, very important, is the monitoring of these assessors. But first of all, I want to show you the situation in Germany concerning assessment itself. Currently, we have in Germany approximately 4,000 accredited conformity assessment bodies. Approximately 3,000 of these CIBs are laboratories, and the other 25% are inspection bodies, personnel management or product certification bodies. In Germany, we have nearly 2,000 assessments done within the last year, in 2014. And these 2,000 assessments have been done by approximately 1,000 assessors. These assessors are some internal assessors of the National Accreditation Body, but mainly these assessors are external assessors which are contracted by the National Accreditation Body. If in the plenum is some assessors, maybe of TURKLAB, they can compare their own situation with the situation in Germany. I'm one of these 1,000 assessors, and I've done within the last 20 years about nearly 600 assessments and audits. And so all of these regulations I will show you are valid also for my own person. The national accreditation body, which is called in Germany DAX, gives approximately 5 initial training courses per year to enable new assessors for the assessments. And also about 50 periodical training courses per year, which are mandatory for all of the assessors. Also, 250 assessors are annually monitored by an on-site observation. So some of the staff members of the DAX or some special other assessors are accompanying an assessment on-site. The regulations for training and monitoring are given in a special DAX paper and in a regulation for these assessors, which has the number 71 SE008. And this paper was confirmed by the German Accreditation Council in 2012. The German Accreditation Council is based on a special accreditation law in Germany, which is also based on the European Directive 765 for accreditation market surveillance. This accreditation council has 50 members, and these 50 members are representing different stakeholders like the industry, like public sector, or the CIBs, and I am representing in this accreditation council the CIBs. This regulation contains rules for qualification, nomination, assignment, and monitoring. The structure for the training courses itself is described in another DAX paper, 62 SD002. This paper is just an internal paper of the DAX, which not has to be confirmed by the Accreditation Council. The necessary qualification of assessors is a professional education at a university level or at a higher education institutions. So that's the minimum, and that's a shell. Further on, they have to have more than 4 years experience in their job, including 2 years experience working in CIBs. CIBs in industry or CIBs in neutral third parties. Also, there are some descriptions about necessary soft skills for auditing, and it's described that they have to do their job with independency and of course with confidentiality, because when they do assessments they will get a lot of information, the special know-how of the audited CIBs. They are trained by the accreditation body, directly by the accreditation body. No one else can train them for a nomination. And also they are monitored directly by the accreditation. The structure of these training courses is divided up into 5 different segments. Some of these segments are voluntary and some of these segments are obligatory. Course A is a voluntary course, and the content of Course A is Fundamentals of Quality Management Systems. And if you remember, necessary qualification for assessors are working minimum 4 years, including 2 years in the CIB, and in that time, I think they should really know something about fundamentals of quality management systems. Course B is an obligatory course. It's the initial training concerning accreditation and assessments. Course C is a test concerning the contents of Course A and B. It's officially a voluntary course, but in Germany always Course B and Course C is given and held together. Course D is practical training and it's voluntary, but Course E, the periodical training of the assessors, is obligatory. So, I want to give you some information about the initial training of the assessors of Course B and C. This content of this initial training is, of course, the necessary standards for accreditation, so the series of ISO 17000. But also important are informations concerning national and international interrelations, and you have just heard in the presentation before, there are a lot of special international regulations like ILAB P10, but also some national regulations concerning special sectors. Also, they need information concerning the accreditation process. Not just the procedure of assessment itself, but also of the process, starting with the approval and finishing with a certification. They have to give answers to the CIB in case of questions, so they need information concerning the accreditation process itself. Also, they need information concerning the requirements, general requirements or special requirements in special sectors for the CIBs, also in case of questions while assessments. Besides all of these technical aspects, also human aspects are very important. How do I have to ask questions while assessment? How do I have to react in critical situations? How do I have to declare non-conformities? So these human aspects are also very important within the initial training. And this initial training also includes, of course, exercises in auditing and assessment. So, like a play, they try to exercise within this training course. The training course is finished by a written test. You remember, Course C is voluntary, but it's obligatory that it's the finishing of this course. And of course, the accreditation body looks on the results of this test before nomination of the assessor. The course B and C differs. If you want to become an assessor for laboratories. So the ISO 17025 is very important. And it also differs if you want to be an assessor for a testing lab, or a medical lab, or a calibration lab, an environmental lab, or other labs. So it differs in special fields. There is also a separate initial training courses if you want to be an assessor for certification bodies. And of course, these training courses for certification bodies differs further on. If you want to be an assessor for a certification body for management systems, or for personal, or for products. And there's a third initial training course if you want to be an assessor for inspection bodies. After you have finished these initial training courses concerning the special field you want to be an assessor for, the nomination also differs, of course, for laboratory certification and inspection. And also, the nomination differs if you be a technical assessor or if you are quality system assessor. And as I told you, the nomination is just after passing course B and non-site observation. So you have to do an assessment where you are accompanied by an elder assessor or by a staff member of the DAS. This is not valid just for technical experts, but technical experts are not allowed to work on their own. They always have to be accompanied by an assessor. If you want to be a quality system assessor, you need a further nomination, besides the nomination of being a technical assessor. And if you are an assessor, the periodical training is obligatory to maintain your own nomination. The nomination itself is unlimited, but if you fulfill all of the requirements, it's verified every fourth year. And if you remember, we have approximately 1,000 assessors in Germany, and we have 250 on-site monitoring every year, so that is a result of 4 years. The obligatory periodical training for these assessors is also differs for laboratories, certification bodies and inspection bodies. It differs also for quality system assessors and technical assessors. So if you are not just a technical assessor for laboratories, but also you are technical assessor for laboratories, quality system assessor for laboratories, for example, a quality system assessor for product certification bodies, and a technical assessor for an inspection body, you have to do 4 periodical training courses per year. Especially for the technical assessors, there are different courses due to the different technical aspects, like special courses for assessors in the field of medicines, of products, environment, chemistry, construction, and so on. Content of these periodical training courses are always news concerning standards and special DAX regulations, especially if there are some revision. You can imagine the next periodical training courses within the next 1, 2, 3 years are always give some special information concerning the revision of the 17 or 25. Also, always news from international accreditation organizations like EA or ILAC are given in these training courses. And news concerning the accreditation procedure. There are new or updated regulations. For example, in Germany it's planned within the next year to change the system of limited accreditation for a certain time, for 5 years, to change it in unlimited accreditation. So this is one of the major news in such a course. But very important is also the exchange of assessment experience to coordinate the assessments. Of course, the assessors will get into situations. The monitoring of the assessors is done by different ways. One way is an obligatory questionnaire which will be sent directly by the National Accreditation Body, by DAX, to the CIBs if there's an assessment, and this questionnaire will be sent directly back to the accreditation body. So the assessor is not involved in handing it out or getting it back. It's a direct contact between the NAB and the CIB. Also, the DAX is evaluating the documents which is handed out by the assessor to the National Accreditation Body. So the documents are some questionnaires, some files, and so on. And of course, as I told you, the DAX is monitoring every 4th year the assessor on site. The DAX is accompanying the assessor while he's doing this assessment. And all of these results, the 3 different results, are evaluated by the DAX, which enables the DAX to tell the assessor if his nomination is valid in future or not. So thank you for paying your attention.
Teşekkürlerimizi sunmak üzere TÜRKLAB Başkanı Sayın Ömer Güzel'i kürsüye davet ediyoruz.